Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Angelika's Journal. I just wanted to pop in quickly, have a little chat. I feel bad. I've been wanting to go back to the 3 days a week video, or at least 2 days a week, and I've been gone. I don't know how to say it. I've been gone from YouTube for probably about 12 days now, something like that. The On my last video, it was the houseplants we got from the Bluegrass Nursery. So we went and got our gift card on March 9th. Went to the truck show on the 10th, and I had a doctor's appointment. Whoa, I'm missing a page here on the 11th. I got my handy dandy agenda book where I try to write in every day, but I think I missed like a week's worth. I had to guess what I was doing. And then Tuesday I did the video on the houseplants we bought. And when we went to Goodwill, we got a couple of those, like a two-step and another round table. I even forgot to mention it in the video. Those 3 days of gallivanting, I think it really burnt me out. I just didn't realize how much. Like usually when I go out on the weekend, it's only like 1 or 2 days. But we went 3 days in a row. And then for Bluegrass, we walked around that nursery for probably like 3-4 hours. Like there was a lot to see and a lot of heeing and hawing. Like, do I want to spend money on this or not? Even though it was a gift card, still, you want to ration it and get the stuff you really need. And then we chatted with the one girl there because she was one of the ones that was at the home and garden show that we had met. So to see her again, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It was about a month later, almost a month, maybe 3-4 weeks. So it was like, hey, you're here. I saw you at the show. And she's like, yeah, I remember you. Anyways, so we chatted with her and then one of her coworkers for a bit. And then on the car show, we were there probably, like we're talking constant walking, not sitting down, taking a break, just go, 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 go. 3 to 4 hours we were at the car and truck show. Because you're taking pictures and then you're like, the key feature on this vehicle is this. Like, this is kind of cool. Let's take a picture of this. And so then you end up with so many pictures. I ended up with 188 pictures. And in between, as you're getting to a vehicle that you want to take pictures of, it's like, okay, now people are in my way. So I walk around looking for another feature, and then I come back, and then hopefully by then there's nobody there, which a lot of times I ended up taking the picture even though people are there. I really try not to. So taking pictures in a show like that really stresses me out. Like, I love going. I don't know much about cars. All I know is that I want a minivan if I ever get my driver's license. But like, I know Scott loves his F-150. Like, that's his dream vehicle. That's what he wants. But he may never get it at this point. You know what I mean? But it's nice to dream and to see them and see all the features that they have. Anyways, you'll see on the pictures when I do that video. So that was a lot of walking, which I've been housebound. So I am just starting to get out of my rut from COVID. And anyways, and then Monday we went to the doctor. And then on the way to the pharmacy with my prescription, we stopped at Goodwill, and we were there probably like an hour and a half. So it was constantly go, go, go all 3 days. And those 3 days, I did nothing in the house. Like I said on the last video, I just stuck it in the room it went in, and that was it. I'm going to be 62 this summer. You do start slowing down. Some people are still full of energy, and this is why I'm trying to, lose some weight. I am down 20 pounds. Yay. But, like I'd like to be one of those people that just go, 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 go. But it affects my sleep. I end up with headaches during the day. I got to do it gradual. Anyways, enough of that. So I ended up taking that whole week between the 10th, Sunday the 10th until Sunday the 17th. That's a 1 week period. Probably 3 or 4 days, I was totally out of it. Like, I was just so exhausted. I had no oomph. I had no energy, nothing. And let's see, what do I have here? I did make dinner 3 times. And then, of course, there's dishes and cleanup from cooking. I did on the 14th, on Thursday, did try to do a 20-minute dancing with music, because I know when I do listen to my music and I do the dancing thing and the exercise, it does give me energy. So I did do that on the 14th. But then I didn't do it again for a few days. I did do Easter decorations Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the 15th, 16th, and 17th. I did, I also rearranged my house plants in the window to make it look, I don't know, I moved the TV so the whole wall is plants, and I kind of pushed them back a bit so they don't invade on the living room space, because the living room's not that big. So I did rearrange my house plants. I watered them. I gave them, no, I did. Oh yeah, I did fertilize them. Some of them I gave worm castings to, because it is starting, that time where you have to start. They're good for a couple of months now. Probably June I'll do it again. And then on some of them I'll do it monthly. But we'll talk about that later. I did put my solar lights. They're kind of Easter colors. They're like a mint green and a light blue and pink and orange balls, mesh balls, like kind of like twine. And then they have lights. I'll show it to you after we finish chatting. So they're solar though. So I had to put the little solar panels in the window. So that's kind of an eyesore, but it's okay. When the sun goes down, the lights go on, and it's really nice. They're like little fairy lights inside of these balls. You know what I mean? Like, it's a string of lights, and then each light is covered by one of these balls, and it looks really nice. So I did set that up. I did figure that one out. I did the Easter decoration, which it was not done that weekend, but I did finish it, I think, on Monday. And then Monday, the 18th, that's just, like 4 days ago, Scott had an accident. My boyfriend, Scott. He was doing something in the trailer with a bungee cord, and I guess the bungee cord went flying. Maybe he didn't hold on to it tight enough or something. I don't know what he was doing. All I know is that he came in the house and kept saying S-H-I-T. I'm not going to say it just in case. I know, well, mind you, I should be fine. He kept coming in. He came in and he kept saying, shit, 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 shit. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? And he takes his shoes off. He changes his shoes. And I'm like, okay, did he forget something and he didn't want to go get it or something? And he just kept saying shit, 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 shit. And then I see him running down the hallway, like towards the bedrooms. And I'm like, okay, so I listened. And he goes in the bathroom. And I'm like, oh, he had to go to the bathroom. He was in a hurry because he had to go to the bathroom. But he didn't close the door. And then I hear the water running. And I'm like, what? Something's going on. So I go to the bathroom. And here he is holding his wrist under the water. And I look at his wrist. And he has blood coming out from the side of his wrist. And I'm like, what's that? Where's my other phone? I wonder if I have a picture on this phone. What happened was, oh, I do. When he was working with the bungee cord, I guess it snapped and it went into his flesh. Now, those of you who have sensitive stomachs, look away at this point. This is what his wrist looked like. So you can see 2 pink lines and then the blob of blood. So here's another picture. So those 2 pink lines, I suspect the one with the blob of blood is where the hook went in. And then next to it must have been, it bounced or something, because there's no hole, no blood, no nothing on the one on this side, this pink line. But on this pink line at the bottom, there's the blood, and it was just a tiny hole. And he said the hook did go in. So, and I apologize for those of you who have sensitive stomachs. So, of course, I started panicking. Oh, my God. What do I do? You know, so he had it running underwater, and when he took it out, it wasn't gushing out blood or anything. It was like barely anything. And I'm like, okay, well, and I asked him, are you sure the hook went in? He's like, yeah, it went in and I had to pull it out. And I'm like, oh, well, you don't have a lot of blood coming out. So to me, that tells me he missed the main vein, because you do have a very big vein. Like, I don't know if you can see on my wrist here. You know, if you look at your wrist, that blue line is a vein. It missed his vein. It just went into the flesh. And so I'm like, okay, what we'll do is we'll just dry it and put a Band-Aid and wait and see what happens. So that's what we did, because he had run it under cold water or cool water. It wasn't cold, but it was on the colder side. So he ran that, and then we took a face cloth and dried it really well and put a Band-Aid on it. And then we waited till the next day, took the Band-Aid off and looked at it. And it was already like scabbing over. And then the next night, it was a bit shiny. It was building it was building the scab. So I put a little polysporin on it and put a Band-Aid on it. So you know what? He was really lucky. It could have been a lot worse. That bungee cord could have just ripped his skin off. You know what I mean? Like, I was so worried. Anyway, so that's all good. We're just tending to it, checking it daily, covering it. At some point, we will stop covering it and just let it do its thing. But so there's that. That happened on Monday. I made a beef soup on Wednesday. Oh, right. We got a bunch of snow. Wednesday, we got dumped a whole bunch of snow. I think it started Tuesday night. Anyways, so Scott went out front to do the shoveling. Now, as you know, we rent a house. So that's a lot of property that needs to be snow removal. So he did the front door, the pathway, the driveway, and the sidewalk. I went in the back and did the lower deck, the upper deck. But then when you do the upper deck, you have to push the snow to the lower deck. Oh, my coffee. Yeah, so you end up doing the lower deck twice. We do have our greenhouse there, which I still have to show you come spring. And then I have a gate for the upper deck, the stairs that go off of it, because that's where I put all my herbs. So it has a gate there. And then I have my sort of like coffee table with 2 chairs. So there was nowhere I could throw the snow over. So I just pushed all the snow to the lower deck and then did the lower deck again. And then it was a big pile at the bottom of those 2 steps, because there's only 2 steps off of the lower deck. And so I then just pushed it all, out of the way. And then I just left it. Like, my back can't handle more than that. I was sore the next day already. And he came to me later and he's like, you didn't do a very good job in the back. I go, what? I did the 2 decks. He's like, yeah, but you didn't do the pathway. I'm like, no, my back can't handle it. I just wanted to get the deck done because, in case of fire or emergency or anything, you need access to the deck, right? And yes, the pathway should have been done, but I was not able. I was hoping the snow would stop and then I'll just sweep the deck, and that way it's less strain on my back, and then I could actually shovel the pathway. Well, no, snow has been falling like crazy for 3 days. Today it's only a light snow. It's not, you can't see from here, but it's not a very heavy snow. But yeah, it's like, anyway, so what else did we do? Oh, and then Scott started bugging me because, of course, it's tax season. And I never do his and my taxes until I do my mom's. My mom's is always first. Because she gets a subsidy from Alberta, because she's never worked here. But because she's in senior housing here, she does get senior subsidy to pay for her being in the nursing home for the care for her dementia. And so in order for me not to have to reapply, I have to do her taxes first and get it done. So then all the benefits just roll right over. If I do it at the very end or after the deadline, which it's fine to do taxes after the deadline, it's just you may get a penalty. Unless they owe you money, in which case they don't give you, wait a minute, do they give you interest? I can't remember. It's been a long time since I haven't done it before the deadline. I can't remember. But, yeah, so I always do, the rule is always do hers first or second week of March. And then we do ours before the end of March. And that way we're all good for the year. And I think the deadline is end of April. So it gives us time, right? So anyways, he was bugging me about that. And it's like, yes, I know. And so I did that. Along with regular house cleaning and making dinners and just, I don't know, the snow. I think my body sensed it because I've just been in a rut and I hate the cold. I just shiver. I cannot handle the cold anymore. But anyways, so that's what happened. That's where I've been. I did transfer the photos from my phone to my Google photo account. All the photos. I am not going to torture myself to try and figure out how to edit everything. I can take each individual photo, crop it, and do things like that. So that's all I'm going to do is go through each of the photos. I did eliminate some that weren't necessary. Like I had 5 photos of one vehicle. So I just kept 2 or 3 that was good. And I got rid of the other 2. So that's all I've been doing is going through, or I started to do, was it yesterday or 2 days ago? I downloaded the photos on Tuesday and today's Friday. So, yeah, must have been Wednesday. I started going through the photos, cropping, eliminating some. I still have more to do. All I'm going to do is point the camera to my laptop screen and we'll go through the photos together off of my Google account. Like I have it in an album, so we'll just go through that album. There's no way I'm going to torture myself going through figuring out how to edit everything and how to make it into a cohesive video. I just don't have, I'm not able to edit. Like I was starting to get used to the photo editor because I have Microsoft. But they changed it to Clipchamp. And I don't know how to use Clipchamp. It does look like a better editing program. And you do get it free. But I don't know how to use it. I'd have to sit down for like a week, 4 hours a day, to actually figure out how to use it. It would be so much quicker and easier if I had someone sitting next to me and we took a bunch of pictures, made it into a video, and did a bunch of editing on it. Like, it would be so much easier for me to actually find the time and not get frustrated when I keep making the same mistake over and over because I don't know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So I'd have to find a manual for it, read through the manual, and then try out things. That takes a long time, and I am not willing to do that, at least not at this point. So we're just gonna record my laptop, my album, and we'll go through the pictures together, and it'll be fine. And so that is coming. Hopefully I'll have it done by tomorrow. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. I did my mom's taxes yesterday. So this weekend, well, either today or tomorrow, we do have to do his and my taxes. And my daughter sent me the link to print out for my birth certificate because, as you know, I'm trying to get my passport. So I now have to figure out if I have to, because of me getting married, and when we divorced, I kept his name. Now here in Alberta you can do that, but in Quebec you cannot, and I was born in Quebec. So that's what happens with, and I'm sure in other, like in the States, they have many different states. I'm sure everyone has different rules too. So they want, well, it makes sense either way. You need to prove your last name. Since my birth certificate has my maiden name on it and I kept my married name, I have to prove that that is who I am. So they need a copy of my marriage certificate, which I did get, and I will include, but I don't want to part with the original if I don't have to, and I don't know if I have to. So I got to figure that out. And then I have to fill out the application, which the application changes every March 31st. So if I don't get it done by March 31st, I will have to go back into it, print out a new one. Like, I don't like this stuff. It's all red tape. I don't like it. My second coffee. I'm not done my morning coffee yet. Anyways, so that's what's been happening. I've also been daydreaming. I've been downsizing. You'll see in the living room, it's a mess. I pulled out the coffee table from downstairs, my daughter's baby box. Just, it's a mess. Because I have this craving to downsize some more again. I get these waves, and then it's like, oh, I don't want anything to do with it. I'm fine. And then there are other times like, oh no, I got to get rid of this. Oh, you know what? I should go through my room again, or I should go through the craft room again. And yeah, excuse me. I'm a little stuffed up. It's this weather, this cold. Oh, anyways, before anything, I should turn my camera around and show you what a dumping ground this room is. Like, I got the Canon Ivy. I still haven't played with it. I still haven't downloaded the app to use it. And if it doesn't work, I'm going to be in trouble because I won't be able to return it. So I got to get cracking on that too. Like, there's always something, And this is what this is why I'm trying to downsize, because they say when you have a lot of things, it takes a lot of time and energy to maintain them. And so get rid of what you don't need. And then there's less clutter, easier to clean because you have less items. And you're not taking forever to find something, because you have less places it could be. So it goes a lot quicker to find it. Oh, you want to hear some? I'll have to tell you this story too. It just happened today. Anyways, I'm going to get up. I'm going to turn you around. I'm going to give you a quick span of this clutter, my little silliness thing that happened. today. And then we'll go into the living room and I'll show you the final setup of my plants. And then that'll be done for this video. Anyways, I will be right back. Okay, here we are. Behind that chair, you see that little folding table there? That is full of personal papers that I have to go through. Then on my desk, I still have those stamps over here. Where's my finger? Right there. Okay. Right there by the laptop. There are those stamps. That's a junk journal project that I've been holding off on for 2 weeks now. That was supposed to be done last week. So there's that all over my desk. Over here, this is my personal bin because I was going through looking for stuff. And then there's this, which is clutter from the decoration, because I ended up not doing St. Patrick's Day and Mardi Gras because it was too short this year. And then underneath, I have more things that I've been needing to get to. This is my project basket. This brown one is my project basket. So I have my project in there. It's probably that junk journal one. And then I have my binder. And then I have these two bins. Each one of these is something different. And then on the bottom there, this is the box for the Canon Ivy. Just in case I have to return it, I kept the packaging. And then there is the St. Patrick's Day stuff and this journal, along with my fussy cutting stuff for journaling. And this, I have to cut it up for my granddaughter for her journal. So, you know, like this room is just one clutter after another. Yeah. All right. And then I will pause you and we'll go into the living room now. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, this is going to be hard to record. And I'll show you why. Oh, I forgot to show you. We'll have to go back into the craft room. Anyways, yeah, so I redid that corner. The big ZZ plant is gone. And then, and there are the fairy lights with the balls. I just wrapped it around that. There is the little step I forgot to tell you about on the last video. I got that from Goodwill. And then because the lemon tree was still in the original pot and I didn't like the look of the pot, I stuck it in that basket, which was in with my Easter decoration. And then I put some candles on the floor. I put my string of beads over there, along with another string of those lights right there. The fairy lights with the balls on it. And then my ZZ plant's back in that corner. I moved the TV stand out, so there's room in that corner. And then here on this table, when I got into the downsizing mood, I went down to the storage room to pull out the stuff that I had gotten, the things I had either purchased or got, and to decide whether I want to keep it or not. And then, of course, I then asked Scott if he wants it, and then you ask the family members. And then if everybody says no, then it goes to Value Village, Goodwill, Wins, whatever the case is. So I found this table, and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't have to buy that two-step really, or that black platform there, table. I could have used that. But since I did split these two up, I split them up into separate pots. Plus I had that one in water. Plus these are my two begonia, the tubers. I figure I'll put it all there, nice and sunny. And then, you know, when this folding table here is gone, I can then decide what to do with them. This folding table is here because this is where, I'll back you out. This is where I put my seeds. Whoops, sorry about that. That's where I put all my seeds once they reach like, I don't know, when they get too tall for the grow lights. So when they're like 4 or 5, maybe 6 inches, depending on the pot that they're in, I will move them over here to get the light from the window until the temperature's right to start weaning them outside. So I need a spot here in my living room, and that's what the folding table's for. Oh, and those mats on the folding table is because when the sun shines into the window, it glares in my eyes behind me in my chair. When I sit in that chair, that folding table glares the sun into my face. So I put that there to block the glare. They're just placemats. And then here is the downsizing clutter. So that purple tote is my daughter's baby box. Those are 2 coffee tables that I put together. I really love them. I made the tops to them, but I don't know anymore if I want to keep it or not. And then the Voyager is the box Scott's dad had with all his homemade DVDs. So that's ready to go. And then here my daughter's getting rid of her hanging egg chair. So somebody wants it. So they're going to be coming to get it. And then if you go over here, you can see there's another box under here that I pulled out, which is empty. I'm just not sure if I'm going to keep it or not. So, yeah. And then, of course, everybody knows my dining room is my sewing and gardening space. There are the seeds in the light. This weekend will be the next set of seeds to put in a paper towel, check the old paper towel, plant them up, and then check the ones that are there. That'll be this weekend. All right, I'm going to pause you and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. And you see that timer up there? I've been looking for that thing. I could not find it for, 2 days, 3 days? I even asked my daughter, have you seen it around? Do you remember seeing it anywhere? And I've looked and looked, and I could not find it. Guess what? Silly old me. It's right there hanging up. Because when I do a video with my junk journaling, I get carried away. And so I like to put the timer on so I can see how long. Granted, I can just look at my phone too, but when it's overhead, I have to get up to see it, whereas this way I can just quickly glance over and see it. So I hung it up there. I couldn't find it. I found it today when I was setting up for this video. Silly old me. Anyways, I'm going to let you go. And this time it will be the car and truck show next. And it will be within the next day or two. It will not be, like 12 days later or 10 days later or whatever it is. Yeah. So the life and times of Angelika. Maybe some people might say I'm just a little too emotional. I don't know. Anyways, it is what it is. Getting old is something that you got to adapt to. And yeah, there are struggles along the way. Anyways, I will let you go here. Remember, do what makes you happy and everything else will fall into place. All right, everybody. I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye. And this is my Easter decoration. I forgot to add it to the video. So this is the setup that I did this year. There's the tree. And there we got the egg hunt hanging over there. And we got bunny crossing over there. And there's my decorations. And then right below, I bought that box at Goodwill, this one. And it has my blood pressure monitor in there, my thing, because that way I don't have to go looking for it. I can just sit here and do my blood pressure. And it's a pretty box. It says on it, though, not all those who wander are lost, which I love that saying. And so there we go. The two bunnies on the left are just filled with plastic Easter eggs. And the purse on the right, I really love that purse. It's very boho, so it goes with the Easter decoration. There's nothing in it. And then the little basket in front of it with all the little Easter eggs. My daughter gave me that. She didn't want it anymore. She had done it. It was a project when she was, I don't know, maybe a teenager. So I kept it and I put a bunch of little plastic Easter eggs. The Easter eggs are all plastic and they are empty. You're supposed to put a candy in it. Well, I didn't do that. It's just for decoration. And then on the tree is the porcelain Easter eggs that I had gotten from Avon when I was selling Avon. There's some eggs my daughter had that she painted. And then there's some bunnies that came with something I had purchased and I took them off. Some little chicks. And I'd like to get some more chicks for the tree. But that's it for this year. Oh, I just realized this doesn't go here. This goes on this box. There. So that's my Easter decoration for this year. I just forgot to include it in the video, so I thought I'd tack it on at the end. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.